Get ready for WWE Saturday Night's main event. The Women of Raw take center stage as big-time Bex, the EST, and the Nightmare collide for the Raw Women's Championship. Plus,
I am a revolutionary. I am a visionary.
Seth freaking Rollins. It's WWE Saturday Night's main event, April 23rd. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages on sale now.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill. But I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio, just off the square in Troy.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's healthcare to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
Shipping Wars is back and bigger than ever.
More work, more money.
These shippers have a long road ahead. Who will come out on top?
If we can get it there on time, we'll make some good money.
Shipping Wars. New episodes Tuesdays at 10. Only on A&E.
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos. I'm talking to you from our studios at Troy Cable, or right here on South Frontage Street in Troy. And of course, we're going out to those folks on Facebook around the country, around the world on Facebook this morning. So tell all your friends, and good morning to you. Awaiting Mike Amos from Graydon Beach, Florida, calling in this morning. We also expect to hear from our good friend Will Matthews, our local attorney in Ozark, from the appreciate him calling in every morning. And of course also our good friend Bill Rice. We're expecting Bill to come in shortly, but we got a lot to talk about over the weekend. First of all, we're not going to go over it right now, but they're in. The brackets are in, and that's about how shaky it is. It's that shaky, right? The brackets, because really it's no real outstanding team out there, except for maybe Zangaga, but it's really surprises me that some of the teams faded at the last, and one of them was Auburn. Auburn ends up they'll be playing on the first day out. I'm thinking, let's see, we'll go over that in a few minutes, but it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about the NCAA basketball championships, the Final Four, which will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana, on April the 4th. But we all get started. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 play-in games that we can get to right away, and that will be. We'll bring that up in just a moment. Locally, Troy University Trojans defeated the University of Indiana. That's the Hoosiers of the University of Indiana. Troy beat them 3 times this weekend and swept the series. Of course, first game was a real thriller between Troy and Indiana, and great pitchers duel. Troy won that one. And then yesterday they won a doubleheader from Indiana. They won the first game in another. Well, both games were real close. So, but they win 3 and lose none this weekend. So, congratulations to Coach Meade and his team, because this was a very good Indiana team out there that had a lot of pitching. Good morning. You're on Today in LA. How you doing? Oh, I thought you'd get used to coming in by phone.
No, Maggie is sick.
All right,
so
I got you. I understand. Well, can you stay on the phone a little bit this morning?
Yeah, I stay on the whole show. She's asleep.
Well, no, Jackson got away with it last week. Now Maggie. Did you hear me say they got away with it?
Yeah.
Daddy, oh, feel good. Well, you just stay home. I'll call in.
Well, Maggie's got it because she was throwing up all weekend. So.
Well, make sure you know what she's got. You never can tell.
Yeah. She said she's feeling better, but we're gonna keep her home today.
I got the brackets out here. Are you gonna be able to turn to the brackets?
No, but go ahead and I know that Auburn is number 2 seed, and Alabama. I cannot believe that they've made Alabama a number 6 seed with all the losses Alabama had.
Well, at the last, I didn't know if Auburn would pull it out. It was close coming, but you're right. They're going to be playing at a 2 seed in a pretty good bracket out there.
They're opening it up with Jacksonville State. How about that?
Yeah, we are Jack State. Jack State liable to whip them. More. You know what? More good exposure for Jacksonville State. Golly. Didn't you wish we could be playing Auburn?
Yeah.
Auburn 27-5 and Jacksonville State 21-10. And I'll tell you this, they'll give them all you want because I'll tell you something. They are very well coached at Jack State. They took the guy that was fired I say he was fired, but they coached at Western Kentucky and led them to all those championships in their league. And now Jacksonville State takes their place with their coach and bring in this coach that knows how to win. And 21-10. Troy, of course, is hoping to get an NIT bid. No, excuse me, they've already gotten a bid from and will also be playing this coming up month. Yeah. They're playing in a tournament. The tournament actually in Daytona Beach. So, good trip to Daytona Beach for the Trojans. Would you?
Yeah, man, that's a fun trip.
Yeah, sure it is. And it's an NCAA sanctioned tournament. So, you can't beat it. To go to Daytona. I wouldn't mind going down there and spending a week down there watching them play basketball. Would you?
Well, I'll be down there.
Yeah, that's right. You will be. You will be, no question about it. But we'll be talking about that also. And Troy accepted their bid to play in the 14th annual College Basketball Invitational CBI tournament for later this month, and it goes on.
That ought to be a tournament that Troy should.
This would be
maybe they got hot.
Exactly.
Start hitting some shots. We know they
start hitting some threes at least.
And rebound.
Yeah, you're right. This will be Troy's second appearance in the CBA tournament, which is a 16-team single elimination tournament held at Daytona Beach Center in Daytona Beach, Florida, from the March 19th through the 23rd. So Troy played in this tournament for the first time in 2009. We're extremely excited to be a part of this Roman College Basketball Invitational, Coach Cross said, and our guys did an amazing job this year to finish 20-0, or excuse me, 20 games, to win 20 games, and I think it's 29 finally total, and they had the opportunity now to play in the tournament, and you folks that want to go see Troy play basketball and also get a good tan, you sign up for this one. I tell you, it's going to be fun.
I read a headline that said that the spring breakers, the college kids, are back in Florida in full force.
Well, we'll get a report from the beach this morning. Now, also, the ATO fraternity is walking to the beach. I wish I had some more information on that, if I could get it from somebody, an ATO out there can call in and tell us about your fraternity's annual walk to the beach, and it is to raise money for a great cause, and at the same time have a good time. I reckon have a good time. You know, I've always wondered this, Bryce. What if, when you're pledging fraternities, and you see the Delta Chi's and you see the Sigma Chi's and the Pi Caps and all these other fraternities, and when you get to the ATOs, you said, well, I'd like to become a part of ATO, but gosh, I don't know if I want to walk 126 miles. And we got somebody on, we got Mike Amos calling in. Hold on 1 minute, Rice. Let's see, we got it, I think, right here. Yeah, we got it. Good morning to you. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Well, Rice, you on the other line?
You do it faster than I do it.
Well, I got lucky. But, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're talking about a marvelous event for that fraternity that allows some people that want to walk to the beach for 128 miles, I think, is what they got to walk, and more power to them. But at the same time, though, if you were looking for a fraternity as a freshman coming in, would you say, well, I know it's a good bunch of guys, but hey, I don't know if I can walk 128 miles, and he backs off. I wonder if then at the same time, they might say, you know, that's a great thing they're doing, and a bunch of good guys, and boy, it's going to be a lot of fun walking 28 miles from Troy to Panama City.
Well, it's the adventure of a lifetime for these people that do it. But here's the thing: I don't think they make you do it if you don't want to.
I know they don't make you. And I didn't mean to sound that way. But it puts pressure on you now. If you in that, because they want the more guys that go, the more money they make. Last year they made $90,000, and
that is in this tight economy. I remember the young man that was spearheading that came in on our show, and to raise $90,000 is just.
Yeah. And he also you know, now this year they hope to raise $100,000. So good luck to the ATO fraternity. Please have somebody to call me right now this morning. The number is 670-0052.
Is this really what y'all been talking about with all this going on in sports?
Well, no, we've already mentioned it, that Auburn is playing the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, Mike.
How about Tom Brady coming out of retirement?
I love it. And you know what? I tell you right now.
How about the Players' Championship? I mean, there's so much going on right now. How about Troy sweeping Indiana in baseball?
I was there, man, for all three games, Mike. And
Skylar Meade. I mean, you talking about a state series and winning
and you know the great thing about it, Mike?
That might be one of the more exciting things Troy baseball's had happen in a long time.
Well, you know the great thing about all this, Mike? Skylar Meade will be on this show tomorrow morning. He has consented to be on this show this morning, and going to have the great Skylar Meade. I'm already calling him the great one because he's already pulled off some things. Let me tell you this. It was not an ordinary Indiana team. It was a good team. They had pitching galore, and they were big and strong. And, you know, our pitching just came through. And, Mike, you know who got the last out, don't you?
Oaks.
Oh, Oaks. No, Rigsby.
Mosley came in?
Rigsby Mosley came in and got the last out got their big slugger to ground out.
I'll tell you what, man, Indiana's been in the College World Series several times over the last 10 years.
Well,
so that's a really good team to beat.
I think so, too.
Earlier, too.
Yes, no question.
They had played. I know it was a weird situation. You went on a Friday, and then don't play any games on a Saturday, and then you play a doubleheader on Sunday. So,
you know,
I'd love to know what those Indiana kids did all day Saturday.
Is there ever a sickness called boredom? Don't you know that? Don't you know? How would you like to be stove up in Troy, Alabama, with only two things that looked halfway decent to you? Was two Mexican restaurants and my buddy up at
Waffle House.
Yeah, with the Waffle House. For anybody who wanted something late to eat.
You got Waffle House, Ruby Tuesdays, and
Ruby Tuesdays at two, exactly, at two different Mexican restaurants. Other than that, you know, that Marriott doesn't even have a restaurant even open, you know, hardly half the time. So I don't even know if they can even get anything to eat at Marriott.
Also breaking news, everybody thought that Troy's basketball season was over. Next thing you know, that they're in postseason play. Troy will face Abilene Christian in the first round of the 2022 College Basketball Invitational Tournament organized and announced Sunday.
Abilene Christian.
11th-seeded Trojans, 2011 against the 6th-seeded Wildcats, 23-10, will be set for 6:30 on Sunday, March 20th. The Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida, will host the entire 16-team tournament, which runs through March 23rd. So apparently, this tournament will be in Daytona Beach, right on the beach.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a great trip. And I would think for Trojan fans out there, hey, wouldn't you love to go somewhere like that and watch your team play and then have a good time doing it? Great restaurant.
A hotel room with all the spring breakfast down there.
Yeah, you're right. It'll be tough, but I'm sure they've already allocated several seats in certain motels. We'll be getting that. But what's the date on it, Mike?
Abilene Christian actually lost to Mexico State in the WAC Tournament Championship game on Saturday. So Abilene Christian just got finished. Troy's been done for almost a week. So that game will be on March the 20th. Troy will play in postseason, which is great. The CBI, I didn't realize they were going to have games and do a tournament. They've done them in the past. Here are some other teams that Troy could potentially play. Drake will play Purdue, Fort Wayne. They're in the tournament. Stephen F. Austin's in the tournament. University of North Carolina, Asheville's in the tournament. Middle Tennessee State, a very good Middle Tennessee State team that took UAB to triple overtime.
And
heartbreaking game to UAB. UAB, of course, won against Louisiana Tech. Is now a 12 seed in the NCAA tournament.
They're a 12 seed, man.
Middle Tennessee State's a 2 seed.
Oh.
Number 15 seed is California Baptist. Never even heard of California Baptist. Number 3 seed is Ohio University. Troy's played Ohio many times. Number 14 seed is Rice University, which Rice is out of the Houston, Texas area. And then other teams are BMI.
BMI, who is that?
BMI, Virginia Military.
Oh, BMI. I thought you said BMI. I'm sorry. BMI,
and
good.
Then, number 9 seed is University of North Carolina, Williamson. Also in the tournament is Florida Atlantic, Northern Colorado, UNC Greensboro, Boston University, Abilene Christian, and Troy.
All right.
Well, Abilene Christian must be pretty good. They won 23 games and they made it to the finals of their conference tournament. They almost made the NCAA. So it'll be Troy will probably be the underdog in this first game.
Right.
I mean, from what I saw, man, Middle Tennessee State's got to be the favorite. Even though they were the 2 seed, and they had phenomenal athletes. I'd be shocked if they didn't win it all in this tournament. You know, South Alabama made it in another postseason tournament as well, where they'll actually host the game at home.
Well,
another tournament.
There's another tournament.
What is the other tournament called?
I have to look it up.
Yeah, but it's not the NIT. It's
it's another tournament other than.
Well, let's add it up. The NCAA has 68 teams. The NIT has how many teams?
16, I think, this year. Usually 32.
Oh, so they only have 16. Well, that's part of it. So that
no. This tournament that you're talking about.
Troy's tournament's only going to be 16.
Well, I don't know how many the NIT has. I'm trying to figure out how many teams of the 300 or so that play Division I basketball actually get to be playing in a tournament. Probably about 120.
Yeah. Mike, the Troy tournament's got more than that now. They got 16 teams.
The Troy's tournament's only 16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Then you got South Alabama's tournament, and then you said the NIT. I thought it had more than 16 teams.
Well, that's a lot of teams out of but that now basketball's a lot of schools now. That's over 300 schools in basketball.
I'm trying to do some math on all the Division I men's schools and see which what number made it to a postseason tournament, one of the 4 tournaments. But
Well,
Troy
I mean,
is one of those schools.
Does it give the actual seeds, Michael, how it breaks down?
Yeah, Troy's a 11th seed.
All right, now who all right, they play the
Abilene Christian's a 6th seed.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's another opportunity to make a WAGER on college basketball.
All right, the more we talk about it, the more I like them. I like Troy this tournament.
I think Abilene Christian shoots the lights out. Coach Cross, I'm sure, faced Abilene Christian many times when he was.
I bet it is.
UT Arlington.
I bet it is. But now tell me about this other tournament that South Alabama is in.
Called the Basketball Classic Tournament. That's what it's called. I don't know. I'm trying to find out more details about it.
I bet.
Like in the bowl games, it's more than about half of the teams in Division I make it to a bowl game in football. And so it sounds like it's about 30 or 35 or 40% of the basketball teams make it to the postseason.
All right.
Basketball Classic 32 team postseason tournament that begins Monday. The South Alabama Jaguars will host a first-round game against a to-be-determined opponent on Wednesday at the Mitchell Center. The full CBC bracket, including tip-off times, will be released Sunday, so I'll try to find who's all in that tournament as well.
And what is it called?
They'll play a home game.
Well, I'm going to say that there's 68 in the NCAA. There's about 32 at least in the NIT. 32 in this other team. There's about 150 teams that are playing postseason basketball, and we think there's about 300 total teams in Division I basketball. So it's about half of the teams make it to the postseason.
Auburn is a 2 seed in the Midwest region, and they play the Jacksonville State Gamecocks to open the tournament on the 18th, on March 18th. So Jacksonville 21-10 against Auburn 27-5. Jacksonville is a 15th seed in the tournament.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about Jacksonville, they did not win their conference tournament. We talked about this earlier. A team from Louisville won the tournament, but they were making the transition from Division II to Division I. So because of Jacksonville losing the championship game in the tournament, Jack State, being the regular season champion, got in.
And the big show, and that's I think.
Never in my life have heard it such.
I think this is Jacksonville's first time. I think I could be wrong.
No, they played a few years ago in the NCAA tournament.
So I tell you what, I was telling everybody just a while ago. Jacksonville is coached by one of the best coaches in the country, at least by coaches. Every time I ever hear them talk about Jacksonville, they talk about this guy used to be the head coach at Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Ray Harper. Yeah, he won a lot of national championships at Kentucky Western.
Yeah, and of course. Okay, now, and of course, we're being a 2 seed. Well, I was surprised. Now, did the 2 seed get a bye here?
SEC nobody gets a bye. SEC got shafted tremendously though. Yeah, I mean, how does Texas A&M not get in? I mean, their strength of was way better than Rutgers.
Texas A&M did not get in. Texas A&M, that hot English, did not get in.
They won 7 straight games, made it to the conference championship game against Tennessee, and did not get in. SEC only got 16.
Oh boy.
Texas A&M is. I thought that was a given. You're right. That's awful.
Also, breaking news yesterday: Georgia fired their head coach Tom Green, and then Georgia goes out and gets Florida's head coach Mike White to leave Florida to come to Georgia.
Oh gosh.
The head coach of the University of Florida, and I thought it was an assistant coach. You're saying the head coach?
The head coach Mike White left Florida, and now it's the head coach of Georgia.
Oh boy.
And then, man, you're right. The more I wasn't prepared. There's just tons of sports news, and then the NCAA looks like it's lowering the boom on LSU, and they fire their basketball coach.
Does Florida play in the tournament?
No, they didn't make the tournament.
Oh boy, no wonder. You would have.
Well, I'll tell you, to go from Florida, which has a great basketball tradition, to Georgia, that's stunning. And not only moving in conference, but moving into the same division.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be like Coach O moving to Alabama or something. I mean, that's really quite the news.
You want to quickly go over it? Y'all feel like talking about it all? Now, or would you wait? Want to wait?
No, we got to talk about Brady and.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I think we need to talk about this NCAA stuff. You know, they've been talking about it and investigating it at LSU for years, and finally, I don't know why it took 3 or 4 years. It seems like brazen cheating to me. I mean, they were paying players intentionally and had a plan to do it. Far worse than anything Alabama ever got hammered for. And so, you know, will this affect the football program too, or are all their sanctions already over? Or
and LSU had a good team.
LSU is a big rival of Alabama and Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, lack of institutional control. I mean, what else is coming, I guess, with this NCAA news, or is this now behind LSU?
They were 22-8. 22-11, and they're in the same bracket with Auburn. During the tournament, but of course they've.
Well, they're going to be doing it with their assistant coaches.
Yeah, I was looking at Auburn.
They actually fired the head coach and the top assistant coach. They fired 2 of those coaches.
Oh boy, no.
Four calls, so they don't have to pay him. I just don't get it. They were paying him for. This stuff came out about 2 or 3 years ago, didn't it?
Did it really? Oh
yeah,
gosh.
It was on the reporting talking about making a strong blank offer for a talented player out of Louisiana.
Oh boy.
Basically paying a player, as we were talking about.
Oh man.
And this is the head coach saying, "I'm going to pay you." They've got a program to do it, and then just contrast that to what the NCAA did to Alabama with Antonio Langham when it was a agent.
Ridiculous.
And Gene Stallings had no idea this was going on. I mean, nobody condoned that. And, it's just it's not equitable. The outrage and the sanctions are not proportionate at all.
Auburn and Jacksonville State, we were talking about, they play in Greenville, North Carolina. Greenville, North Carolina, I think it's Greenville, North Carolina. And the winner, of course, will play USC, University of Southern California, 26-7, and Miami 23-10. Those are 2 pretty good teams. Auburn's is in a pretty tough bracket here.
Auburn's got to bounce back. You know, they lost a lot of games late in the season. Then they got beat in the first round by A&M. A&M was up by 20 at one time.
Oh, man, did not make the tournament.
The first game of the SEC tournament. But tell you what, man, I know a little bit about basketball. I've watched it all my life. And you want to tell me that the Sun Belt champion of the tournament of the Sun Belt Conference is a 16 seed? How in the world is the Sun Belt a 16 seed? They got a lot of good teams on that night.
I felt like they did too.
I mean, Georgia State is going to be a 16 seed playing Gonzaga.
And I tell you, Gonzaga better watch that.
I'm not going to call it an upset, but man, Georgia State's got a lot of talent.
You're exactly right. They're good at beating the big boy too, and so I don't know if Gonzaga's got an easy road or not.
Well, the other thing I can't understand, Texas A&M doesn't make it. They win 7 games in a row and make it to the finals of the SEC tournament. They blow out Alabama at home, and then Alabama, despite losing 4 straight games, including losses to Vanderbilt and Texas A&M at home, they get a number 6 seed. I would have put out, I would have thought Alabama might still make it, but really they should probably be about an 11th seed.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
Alabama's basically living off beating Gonzaga in Seattle, beat Houston, and then they had 4 other wins against the top 15. Alabama beat some amazing teams, but Alabama's got. I mean, Notre Dame and Rutgers are playing in a play-in game, but I don't care. Whoever wins that game is probably going to be the favorite against Alabama. Alabama's going to be a team that everybody's going to be calling for an upset in that first round.
yeah.
But that's probably when Alabama's at its most dangerous, is when you think write them off. So who knows?
Mike, this is sort of confusing. You said that Notre Dame and Rutgers were in the play-in game, but I've got them on the regular bracket.
It's a play-in game.
I know,
Play
but
Alabama.
Yeah, but
it's the same day. Yes.
They expanded the tournament for some reason. Well, to get more money by 4 teams, and then so those unlucky 4 teams got to win a game on Tuesday nights to play on Thursday or Friday.
And I was talking to some Indiana people. They're that's a proud tradition at Indiana. I talked to some of them at the baseball game yesterday, and they said that they after losing the game, they said that now we got to get ready for a play-in game with Wyoming. Indiana, the Big Ten. I would think they'd win that thing.
Here's the first 4. All those games we played in Dayton, Ohio. That's where the NCAA is located. Other venues, Buffalo, New York, Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the first and second round. Fort Worth, Texas, Portland, Oregon. It's actually Greenville, South Carolina, where Troy played Duke. So Dad and I've been to that arena. That's a beautiful arena. Greenville's a great town, by the way.
Yeah, beautiful town.
First, second as well, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, San Diego, California, and then the Sweet 16, Elite 8 will be played San Antonio, Texas, San Francisco, California, Chicago, Illinois, and Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then the Final 4 will be in New Orleans in the Caesars Superdome. But, man, none of the Southern teams, other than Greenville, is there really anywhere close to go play.
Yeah.
Yep. Alabama's playing in San Diego, right?
And you would think Atlanta would have a team in the tournament, and they don't. I mean, not a team, but have a game play. Game.
Not a favorable schedule for Southern teams by any means.
What did Tennessee? What seed did Tennessee get?
They're 3 seeds.
They played. Yeah, they're playing good right now, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they look unbelievable. I mean, they.
What about Kentucky?
Kentucky's a 2 seed.
They got Auburn and Kentucky at 2 seeds, and then Tennessee a 3 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, everybody get your brackets ready.
Yeah, I know it exactly.
Little
I already see my Final 4. I don't know. I can't. It's hard, but you got Gonzaga and Duke in the same bracket. So
get Steve to draw us up a bracket. And we'll
I've got them. I've got.
Cable and we'll get Will and Max and Michael and me and whoever else wants to. Anybody else on this listening, if they want to be in our.
That's right. We'll do that.
Bracket, let us know. Let's all put in $10, and the ones.
I'll let you handle that part of it if you want to, but I would open it up to have a bracket here if y'all want to.
I'll tell you what, it's interesting to see some of these 5-12 matchups. I mean, that's where you see a lot of upsets, and then the 6-11 looks like a lot of upsets as well.
Yeah. Was Baylor playing that well to get a 1 seed?
I mean, they came on late. That's another team Alabama beat. I left that one out.
Yeah.
Beat Baylor. So Alabama beat 2 number 1 seeds. That's why they're 6 seeds.
Yep, I guess all those SEC losses don't matter. It's just those other games. You're right.
It's really interesting to see what Alabama does. They're having a lot of issues at guard. Quinterly is just like kind of falling off the planet as far as ball handling. And they've got the Davidson kid, who a lot of people still think could be a first-round pick in the NBA draft. I mean, I think you got to go with Davidson. Throughout the rest.
They're always good.
No, I'm talking about Davidson, the actual player.
Oh, my bad.
But at guard, with Shackelford and bring Quinterly off the bench, because Alabama, I mean, they're a turnover machine right now. I mean, they're committing over 20 turnovers a game right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. You got to have ball handlers. That's strange. I think Davidson, he needs to come back another year. I think Quinterly could actually use that COVID rule and come back another year. He needs to come back, and he's not going to be able to play in the NBA.
Michael, like,
I think he's done. He's like 23. He had to sit out a year from Villanova. I think he'd probably just want to go ahead and try to play overseas if he could.
Yeah.
Michael, would the bracket, the Midwest bracket, well, actually, the Auburn will play there. If they beat Jacksonville State, they'll play their next game in Greenville. And who would they play? The winner of the Wisconsin-Colgate game or what?
Auburn would play, I mean, as a 15 seed, they would play the winner of the USC-Miami game.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know that. I know that. But then after that, where will they go?
So Auburn will probably play
Milwaukee.
That sounds like a good draw for Auburn. They'll beat Jack State by 25, and then they'll should win that second game. So Auburn should be in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. But I tell you what, if that line comes out at Jack State at least at plus 20 or above, I would take Jack State.
Mike, me and you, the first game we went to this year, I went to was Troy versus Jack State, so we had front row seats.
Sure did.
And that game was
3 overtimes. Yeah, 3 or 4 overtimes. Yeah.
It looks like you would play the winner. It looks like Auburn in the Sweet 16 would probably play Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, Wisconsin's got a good team, 24-7, and LSU, can beat
LSU,
anybody.
Who knows what LSU will be like without their coach?
Yeah.
Wisconsin is always in the big dance, and they always seem to make it to be one of the favorites to make it to the Sweet 16.
They're pretty good.
And then they're usually really competitive in football. Wisconsin has a sneakily good sports program, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do, and I tell you what, they're fine people. I got to talk to some of them this weekend, and they're real nice people, no question about it.
You talk to some Indiana people or Wisconsin?
Indiana people are just real nice folks. Oh, we're not. We're talking about. Excuse me. We're talking about somebody else right now.
I was talking about Wisconsin. Indiana is one of the elites in basketball history.
Yeah, they sure.
Anything in football.
Bobby Knight.
I would say in basketball, when you think of great basketball programs, you have Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, and Indiana. We got the five, UCLA, back in the day.
Well, I'll tell you this: if y'all want to really take a chance early, you got Duke, the 2 seed against number 1 seed Gonzaga for the championship game. If things worked out, don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
See, Duke's got a fairly easy ride.
I'll tell you what, I watched Arizona, man. They're extremely athletic. I watched them beat UCLA. They're 31-3.
They are good, aren't they?
They're really good. Troy baseball now is 11-5 with the sweep over Indiana. Troy won the first game on Friday 2-1. And then on Sunday they had a doubleheader. Troy won 6-4 and 7-4. Troy will be back home on Tuesday to play Stanford, the Bulldogs, and the great Casey Dunn will be in town on Tuesday night.
I always thought, for some reason, I was thinking he left Stanford, but
I forgot he did. I forgot he's at UAB now.
Okay.
I watched on Troy Cable Friday afternoon. They had a game against Title Arts and Chipley, Florida.
Yeah.
Title Arts won. The second game was one I watched on TV. I think 4-1. And
did you get it?
Title Arts was using their 3, 4, 5 pitchers, and in the second game they used 2 kids, and they had in 7 innings about 13 strikeouts.
Did they beat Chipley? Did they beat Chipley?
They beat them in a doubleheader. In the first game, I missed it, but they talked about it on air. The announcers. You know who got the win in the first game?
Your nephew.
Yeah, Will Rice got the win, and he struck out 9.
Oh man, that's great. Oh, that is super. Because this was a pretty big public school. And I tell you that's something. Now let me ask this: did my man pitch any?
No, not in this game. Not in this game. They must have known that they Chipley.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Chipley could not hit the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
about 90% outs for a strikeout.
And the wind was blowing pretty high too, wasn't it?
Well, Friday was better than it was.
Yeah.
We were led to believe.
I'll tell you what. Yesterday was a great day to watch a baseball game. It was perfect. I mean, it wasn't. The breeze had no effect on that game. But I will tell you this. That on the mound is my man going up against Pensacola Catholic. Mike is one of the best 4A school. Excuse me, it's a big school in Florida.
Yeah, Pensacola Catholic.
Yeah. And my man, I hope will pitch. Because he did not pitch this weekend.
Come on, Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson. Drew Nelson, of course.
Well, from watching this with Title Arts, it looks like we know that you got Nelson.
Yeah.
And it looks like Jeff Godis is really, really good.
Really good. Yeah.
And then they've got this third guy, and it's not Will's not the third pitcher. My nephew is this other guy.
I want to say his name's Lee. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. And he looks really good. And then Will and then the other guys look like they're capable.
Let me just say that
Arts pitching depth looks like it goes 4 or 5 pitchers too.
I'm gonna tell you, you're exactly right. And your nephew's just a sophomore, isn't he?
That's right.
And I've talked to. In fact, hey, listen, I had lunch with your brother. I had lunch with your brother Thursday. Did you know that, Rice?
Yeah. What, did he talk about Will?
Yeah, we talked. Hey, I gave him he and I got in the truck and started driving.
Good.
Is it true that Pilot Arts recruited Will all the way from Tuscaloosa?
Probably did. Yeah, they got him dead in.
The thing that happened to Will was the transfer from, I don't know where he was going to go to school in Tuscaloosa, but
he what are the two schools, Mike? I think
I thought he was a TA up there.
No, he was going to public school.
I don't know what public school he was in junior high or 8th or 9th grade.
My buddy Neil.
Mike, it's not.
His kids go to Northridge. They love it.
That's where he went, to Northridge. And
Northridge is their baseball coach used to be Jim Wells, the legendary Alabama coach.
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jim Wells, after he left Alabama, coached in Northridge.
That is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and Mike, how long?
Why did he ever leave Alabama? He had Alabama's baseball program going like it had never done before.
Well, he left. Bobby Pierce was about to get the job, and then he came back and decided he didn't want to retire, and then he ended up having Gaspar, his assistant, get the job, I guess, as a coaching waiting type deal.
And Gaspar's nowhere around now, is he?
Well, he got fired from Alabama. I don't know where he's at now, but yeah.
Boy, they could have got Bobby Pierce, and let me tell you this: they got Bobby Pierce. You would be looking at one of the top 4 teams in the SEC at least, wouldn't you think, Mike?
Yeah.
When Troy plays Abilene Chris, oh, go ahead.
Well, it's just what might have been on these coaching decisions. You can do it in all sports. That's the one thing the athletic director's got to get right, isn't it?
Yeah.
The coaches.
I'll tell you this right now. If any athletic director out there was looking for a baseball coach, how about Bobby Pierce and Mark Smart? I'd take them in a second, wouldn't you, Mike?
Well, I don't want to lose Smarts, but yeah.
We've already lost Smart.
I I'm not talking about losing them from Troy.
Oh no, well, he'd smile. He'd smile anywhere he could go. I would think he'd want to stay in college coaching. And I'm not saying we don't love him in Troy.
He could go to Florida and double dip.
Yeah, that's right.
Just
ask David Felix. That's what he's doing.
Bobby Pierce is still coaching. He coached at Chipola.
Oh, I didn't know that. Boy, that Chipola is a great program. I will say this right now. Chipola is one of the top 10 baseball, or top 10 to 15 baseball places to coach in America. I mean, what I'm saying, their program is that good.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about anybody. I'm not just talking about a junior college, which they are. I'd say their team is one of the top teams in the country year in year out.
Bobby's assistant coach.
I know that.
These top junior college programs are.
Oh yeah.
They can compete with the college.
Oh, no question about it.
Play Troy and they win some games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're very good programs, especially Chipola.
Here's some information on Abilene Christian University. They're out of Abilene, Texas. Their students are only 5,300 students. Small school.
Well, it's not. And Troy's about that right now.
They're a Church of Christ school. Their endowment is $675 million.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
boy.
Private university.
Yeah.
An endowment of $675 million for a junior college.
No, it's not a junior college. It's 1AA.
I'm sorry.
It's 1A in basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the WAC conference.
Yeah. All those schools are 1A. Then
some of these schools got endowments where they could let students go to school for free for decades. With the teachers like Harvard, I mean, their endowment is in the billions and billions. Some people have even proposed that. Why even charge these kids? You're so rich.
I was looking at some schools. Of course, these Ivy League schools or something. I'll tell you a school that's got a pretty good endowment is Rice. Rice. It's Rice. Did you know that, Rice?
No, I didn't know that.
Rice University is a rich school. You better get off your pocketbook to go there.
I got some friends from my class, Jamie and Patty Stark. Their mother was I think the dean of the nursing school in Troy. And they lived here and to Rice University, and they're still in Texas today.
And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you this: Troy University is getting a brand new school of nursing, one of the top of the lines, and they're building it right as we speak.
Awesome, yeah. Tell what else you want. They're going to build it right where they tore down those dorms.
Yeah, that's right. Right there. And it's going to be a beautiful complex, and it tickled me. I don't know if they'll just mainly hire nurses, but wouldn't it be nice if they no, I'm not going to say, but it's going to be real good for a good opportunity.
Put the sports training program in there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Troy has one of the best athletic trainer programs in the South for sure, thanks to Doc Anderson and Chuck Ash.
And I'll tell you this.
That's going to just add to the beauty of the campus.
Or add to our community. Tremendous program, and of course Troy, the Troy Medical Center though is a great place to go right now.
Nursing, there's a huge demand for nurses, and you want to have the best nursing program you can have. We already have a highly recommended, prestigious, highly regarded nursing program, but this will take it to another level.
Yeah. No question about it. You got a great hospital, and of course that program too. And Dr. Lilliger, my buddy, my Tulane buddy, is got a great practice. He's an orthopedic medicine guy and one of the best around. And we're just very fortunate in our community to have good medical facilities for the size of our town, and I've heard.
We ought to get our friend Cheryl Crow to come on one morning and talk about everything going on.
And talk to him about his basketball too. He knows a lot about basketball.
You think anybody's taking off work today to watch about 20 holes of the Players Championship?
Oh, I know it. I bet it will be good.
You got a Monday finish of the Players Championship because of brutal weather affecting that tournament. It was all about the draw. All those guys that didn't have to play on Friday.
Yeah. What did they do?
A lot of guys that sat at home didn't have to play. It was just brutal conditions. 35, 40 mile per hour wind.
Yeah.
Freezing cold. I mean, it was just crazy to watch what these guys were wearing playing golf. Right now, you got Abraham Lahiri at 9 under, Paul Casey at 8 under, Sam Burns at 8 under. Sam Burns is out of LSU. Sebastian Munoz at 7 under, Doug Ginn 7 under. No really superstar names up there on the leaderboard.
Well,
names were at 6 under. You got Louis Oosthaven, everybody knows him. And then after that, you got Justin Thomas now at 5 under.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
On 14, he's still got about 4 holes to play.
That's just in the third round now.
In the third round, yeah. So this will not be decided until play sunset tonight. Who's going to be the
It's going to be great, and hopefully the wind and the rain is gone. And but let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, this golf course has the great number 17 hole, which is called the Island Hole. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Called the Island Hole, and the percentages were unreal for the ball. There were more balls going over the green than there were people hitting the green.
But you can bet in Vegas how many balls go in the water for the tournament, over under.
It was I want to say 50. That they've had 50 balls go in the water. I've heard about that. That's what I want to say, huh?
Y'all want to take a break?
Yeah, let's do. This show is brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck on the bypass in Troy, where they've just got through with a great deal. I bet you can talk him into the same great deal if you get by there early this morning. Of course, nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody. We'll be back.
Big discount, big selection, over 140 pre-owned vehicles, and big, really big deals. It's the big sale, only at Premier.com. From Montgomery to Delton, the best used car prices are at Premier. Save thousands during our spring break sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
It's easy. 29 down and drive. That's 29 down and you drive today. Or Premier will double your tax refund on a new vehicle purchase. Tax season is car season. 29 down or $99 a month and drive today or double your tax refund. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody. Big discount, big selection, over 140 pre-owned vehicles, and big, really big deals. It's the big sale, only at Premier.com. From Montgomery to Delton, the best used car prices are at Premier. Save thousands during our spring break sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Back to our show, brought to you by Piggly Wiggly. My favorite grocery store in town is Piggly Wiggly, located, or both Piggly Wigglies, one located on South Brunish Street, or South Freenite Street, the other one on the shopping center on Highway 231. We appreciate Steve, and all the great people at Piggly Wiggly. Also, I want to mention Wells Fargo Advisors. Colin's coming back now. Colin's working this tournament this week, and I will catch him the latter part of the week and give us a rundown of how everything went with that. So.
Well, he's making Facebook posts from Punta Vedra, and he said that I guess that Saturday round was surreal with all the wind and the cold weather, and he said he walked 18 holes following his group, and he had bad wind burn. And you're talking about hole number 17. Colin, the way he expresses it, he says the wind was like a 4 or 5 club wind. So in other words, you're normally hitting a pitching wedge on that hole. He said people were hitting 7 irons into that.
Oh boy! Green. And it's not but a little over 100 yards long, isn't it?
Well, they said they were. If they had the wind behind them, they were hitting that 7 iron 205 yards. But hitting into that wind, you could hit it about 120 yards.
Steve, if you could get Collins, did you say Collins got some on the internet or what?
Well, it's just a little post. He makes a little writing and puts a few pictures, but I guess he stayed for one extra day. He's down there following.
Oh yeah. He's having to work. He's having to work, and because he's still having spot balls and everything, and does a lot of other things. Colin will get him and find out how everything went when he gets back. So it should be fun. I was looking at Baylor ended up with a number 1 seed, and like we said at the top of the show, I don't think there's any sure winner out there. Maybe Gonzaga, and maybe I'll tell you maybe who was the sleeper of them all, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, it's Murray State. I don't care what league you are. If you play in NCAA Division I like Murray State does, they were 30-2, and it looks like they'll play San Francisco, and then they'll play Kentucky. That's going to be a great game because Kentucky plays St. Peter's. I don't think they'll have any trouble there. But wouldn't that be great for Murray, Kentucky to play Kentucky? Wouldn't that be a great one?
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that right there.
Be kind of like the movie Hoosier.
Yeah, it will be. But Mike, how does Murray State? They play pretty good basketball, and they're 30-2.
Well, they've been good for several years. I would imagine Murray State's been in the NCAA tournament 20 times at least.
Yeah. Now Providence, out of the East, 25-5, plays South Dakota State, who were 30-4. Look for upset maybe there. And
y'all keep talking. I've got to educate myself before we do our.
We're not going to do it polls anytime soon. We'll do our polls. We'll probably play in is on Tuesday, Mike. Is that right? Hello.
I wonder if these polls, if you gotta pick if you gotta have them in by Tuesday before the playing game start. I guess so.
Yeah. I was looking at Kansas. They were number 1 in the Midwest, and they've got a pretty easy ride against Texas Southern. Or they were playing team.
For the viewers that like to play
Texas
Southern, the Sports Radio 740 and Barry McKnight have an excellent basketball big dance pool that you can play online on the computer. Against all the other callers, and it usually has about well over 1,000 people.
Boy.
And then if you win some free airfare from the Montgomery Airport.
Yeah.
So I
let me know how you do it, and I'm gonna try to do that. But we're looking at Villanova. They are 2 seed in the South, and. But like Mike said just a while ago, Arizona must be the team. Maybe must be the team to beat. It's going to come down between Arizona and Gonzaga for the championship. Arizona 31-3, and Gonzaga 26-1. What do you think about that?
What they call it, that goes according to chalk.
Yeah.
That's with UAB.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be. Well, Georgia won it in football. You know, that was they were kind of the favorites for most of the season. So it might be that a big favorite goes ahead and wins it. But there'll be some Cinderella team, I bet, that makes it to the Final Four.
UAB, of course, they're a number 12 seed in the South.
That's a brutal draw having to play.
Yeah, that is going to be tough.
Houston's like so athletic, it's crazy.
Yeah. And
the UAB doesn't have athletes, but man, that's a bad draw in my opinion.
And I would think if the winner of that game would probably beat Illinois and Chattanooga, wouldn't you think?
Chattanooga's pretty good. I mean, they won on that miracle shot, won their tournament, but Illinois is out of the Big Ten, so I mean they're going to be pretty good.
I'll tell you another sort of a sleeper is Tennessee. They finished 26-7. And they play Longwood to start it off with, and then they.
It's like an old Whit Sanderson staff up there. Rick Barnes has got Greg Polinsky on staff too, both former Whit Sanderson assistants.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty easy road to the Sweet 16 for UAB. Wait a minute. We were.
You mean Tennessee?
Yeah, I was looking at it on down the line. Tennessee would play Longwood. No, excuse me, the winner of it. No, they won't either. Tennessee would play. They would play. They play Longwood in the first round, and then they would play the winner of the Michigan-Colorado State game. It's gonna be tough for that one.
Where in the world is Longwood?
I don't know, but they're in it almost every year. I want to say Virginia. I might be wrong. Who can answer that question? A cup of coffee from McDonald's, if you can answer that question.
I've never even heard of them.
Mike, we're getting officially, we're getting a coffee, big time coffee place.
What do we get Starbucks?
Mike? Yeah, Starbucks is coming to Troy. It's already open. Starbucks is open on the bypass. But what's good there? I hate to say this. I've never ordered from Starbucks in my life. I have never, to my life, and I might have gotten one from Troy University. You know, they have a Starbucks there too. Maybe one time. If you ever had to start, you don't drink coffee.
You're asking the wrong guy when it comes to coffee.
I know it.
I've never drank a cup.
And your daddy loves a good cup of coffee. I don't know if anybody what.
Get ready to spend $4 on a cup of coffee.
I know it. Why is it so good? I want to know why Starbucks is so good.
I'm with you, Mike. I've never got it. How it became like a Starbucks on every corner in America.
Yeah.
$4 coffee. They don't even call it coffee. They got some fancy name for coffee.
Another reason for being Division One, Starbucks would have to be a Division One coffee maker, wouldn't you say?
Oh man, they're
But we've got two wonderful coffee stores.
Troy softball took 2 or 3 from Coastal Carolina on the road this weekend.
And they had that second one. They lost in the last inning of the last game, or they would have swept. Yeah.
Yeah. Troy decided they were going to throw in a game against North Carolina State, I guess, on Tuesday. So they'll stay up there and play NC State Tuesday in Raleigh.
Good. In Raleigh.
They added the game. That's cool.
Well,
I guess they decided since they were playing Coastal Carolina, they'd play another game while they're up there. So they're going to play NC State.
Listen,
but it wasn't on the schedule at the beginning of the year, though?
No, I'm just saying they decided to stay up there and play. I guess the schedule I'm sure was already made. But I'm just saying that's interesting. They would stay an extra 2 days to play NC State.
Michael, Indiana went to Clemson first. You know, they left and went to Clemson first and played them 3 games, and then they came to Troy for 3 more games. Do you know what? They bust the entire trip. Yeah. But on 2 beautiful, let me tell you, 2 beautiful buses though. And I saw what they had to eat. They ate Chris's, not Chris's. But Chick-fil-A, that's what they had for supper, because I watched them eating it right at the stadium. And then after they ate the chicken sandwiches, they hit the practice field and practiced in a pretty cold atmosphere.
Well, it was was pretty cold, but I guarantee you it wasn't as cold as it was in Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah, but
have you ever been to Bloomington, Indiana?
Yes, I have. I sure have, and I'll tell you, the stadium is made out of what is that? Oh gosh, gray stone. What is it?
Yeah.
What would it be called?
Limestone?
No. The lime. It's some type of limestone, but that's what all the buildings are made of. Limestone.
Has Troy played Indiana in football up there?
No, it would be a good one, wouldn't it? It'd be a good one to play. Most of the trip is up to 65, so. But
the movie I've seen that captures the University of Indiana is Breaking Away. Remember the bicycle movie from the late 70s?
No, I don't.
No, it's a 4-star movie. If you haven't seen it, I think you'd like it, Mike.
Well, I saw, I was thumbing through and I was watching golf and I thumbed through. I saw Bonnie and Clyde. I've always thought it was enjoyable.
Oh, it's a 4-star. That's a great Warren Beatty.
Movie. And then I saw. Let me give you a little trivia question. Warren Beatty starred in Bonnie and Clyde, but he starred in another movie that might not have been a high-rated movie, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was about he starred in a role. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Well, he was the Elliot Ness, the FBI agent movie that Madonna was in.
I don't know about that. But
no, who's the guy that Dick Tracy? He was in Dick Tracy.
Oh, okay. But he also played a quarterback, Mike. Why I didn't believe it.
That's Heaven Can Wait.
That was a good movie. They won't win any awards, but it was a good movie to watch.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
And
let
but
me tell you, Breaking Away. I'll give you the summary. It's about some city kids that are kind of from the wrong side of the tracks, living in Bloomington. And then this little group of high school friends, they're all kind of, for lack of a better word, losers or outskirts. And then one of them, and then they're kind of looked down at by the preppy kids that go to the University of Indiana.
Yeah.
Well, the University of Indiana holds this great bicycle race every year that's a huge deal up there. Still do it, I guess. It's a real event. One of these 4 kids, he has one passion, and it's he wants to ride in the Tour de France or be a great cyclist, and so he's really good at it. And they hit the cutters is what they call themselves. They enter this little Bloomington 500 bicycle race, knowing that all these other teams trade out bike riders, but their plan is we're going to let this one kid ride the whole bicycle race. And so they take on the whole, the best riders from the University of Indiana. And of course, in dramatic fashion, they win the race in the last second.
I'll tell you another good movie he was in was I can't name it right off the bat, but it was a great movie about. He starred in a movie. Who was a movie star that was a gangster? What was it? Yeah, he was a gangster. He was a gangster in the movie.
You talking about Bugsy?
Bugsy, yeah, I love that show. Did y'all like that?
He didn't make a lot of movies.
Well, Bugsy was a real good movie. I enjoyed it, and the life of Bugsy Siegel, who he's the one that got everything started in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He's the one that rode out there and picked the site, and Las Vegas was built. But he was a gangster, and he did what several gangsters do. He got shot.
Warren Beatty's sister is a great actress too.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
She was. Michael might know it, but she was in Terms of Endearment. She was Deborah Winger's mother, and she was. Brat Pack. When she was younger, she hung around with Frank Sinatra and all those people.
Oh boy, who was that?
Well, everybody in the audience. But she's a famous and highly regarded actress.
Deborah Winger. Deborah Winger.
Well, she was in a movie with Deborah Winger that she played her. Terms of Endearment, Deborah Winger and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that's right. That was a wonderful show.
Well, Deborah Winger's mother was the one that had the little plane.
That was Patty. That was Patty Booth. That was Patty, wasn't it?
No, not Patty Booth. I'll go look. I'm at home. I guess I can go look it up.
Hey, look it up for me. Yeah. I would like to say Tuda Jones and her team are cut down the ribbons for Belmont this weekend, Mike. They won the OVC, and she had a lot to do with it. And,
well, that's a credit to her. She it started every I think game since she's been up there. So
I tell you what, I don't believe I was exaggerating when I thought she was in high school she was the best free throw shooter in town. And I mean, in town, that was Troy University.
They're number 12 seed, playing number 5 seed Oregon.
They ended.
Let's see who Troy's going to play.
Mike Amos, have you ever heard of an actress named Shirley MacLaine?
Yeah, that's he would.
That's Lauren Beatty's sister.
I never knew it, but and she played also in one of my Clint Eastwood movies. You know, played the sister, two sisters for what was that show? Yeah, wait a minute, I got y'all stumped. Two sisters, Clint Eastwood played in it. Starred in it. Two sisters, two something for sisters. I can't remember. Tell us where Troy's going, Mike.
They're playing in the women's NIT, but that has not been announced yet. So I guess we'll find out today where Troy's playing.
All right, good. So it'll
very, very, very surprising though that she can go 24-8 and lose all those. They lost to Missouri, they lost to Duke. They lost to like some really good teams. Wake Forest out of conference, Tulane out of conference. Troy goes 24-8, doesn't get even a sniff at an NCAA selection at large.
I know it. That really bothered me. Last year they played A&M off their feet. A lot of people thought they beat them.
Yeah, it's really, really crazy to me that.
Two Mules for Sister Sarah. Okay, the movie was Two Mules for Sister Sarah. We're gonna find a guru before long on these pictures, and movies.
Yeah, Shirley MacLaine is the big sister born. She was born in April 1934, and Warren Beatty was born in 1937. But they're siblings.
I really like him. In most every movie that he made, it like you said, it doesn't seem like he made a lot of movies, but the ones he did make made real good.
Yeah, my wife and I are trying to figure out. I'm looking outside live on Graydon Beach on the Peniac Street, which is the major street. People are running and riding their bikes. I mean, it's 40 degrees.
Hey, we're talking about Yankees, Mike. Yankees with a Yankee you're never too cold.
I mean, people are in shorts. Why would you be in shorts?
Yeah.
Just because you're at the beach, you gotta wear shorts?
Yeah, exactly.
Or did you not pack right?
Yeah. Yeah. But we're going to have to.
Probably people out swimming later today.
Of course, this show is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Looking for a career in the trucking industry. Wiley Sanders, Troy, Alabama. And Mike, we're going to have to go. It was a great show. We enjoyed it, Rice.
All right, we'll find out who's going to be the players.
And we're gonna have fun with this all week long. So if you want to send in your bracket, call us at
and then fill out and then
I'll use this.
Print out some brackets and we'll have a good little contest.
Post Office Box 527. Post Office Box 527.
Mail it in. You gotta get it in.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay. The play-ins, you're right. Got to get in today or tomorrow. You wouldn't think it would be enough to get it in tomorrow.
Unless we just give everybody a free win on the playing games, and we can do it on Thursday.
I tell you what, let's do that. Let's give everybody a free reign on the on the first 4. Now, some people say that's not kosher, but let's do our show like that. That'd be good.
Okay.
And then
right,
we'll be